Hi, welcome to the channel. We're going to go ahead and talk about some astrology today. So let's go. I'm going to put this where it belongs. Get the mood going, get the spirit in here, and then we're going to do some tarot card. I'm going to pull a tarot card as well, but we're going to talk about some astrology today. So just one moment. Let's have a moment of silence here. We'll get started soon, okay? Great. Here we go. All ready? Y'all settled in? You ready for this? All right. Welcome. Hello to everybody. My name's Jolie, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today, the sun is in Scorpio, and we have moon in Gemini. So what does that mean? What does that mean? It just means that today we're going to have a lot of, we're going to be able to communicate our emotions. We're going to hear what's going on. We're going to have this banter about, like, am I good enough towards absolutely am. We're going to be witty and having that kind of, it's a good day to communicate. That's all I got to say. You know, like when the moon, your moon sign is about who you are when no one's around, what is reflecting to basically your inner self. So if you wondered what your moon sign is, you can always go on astro.com and you fill in your birth information. If you know what time you were born, that's great, because then you can see your housing. And but let's just take it little by little, because astrology is a language, and there's different forms of astrology. There's different, like there's Vedic astrology that and there's so that's Vedic or sidereal, and there's also Western astrology. There's esoteric. I mean, there's all different kinds. There's, you know, but it's an ancient science that you know, includes the stars and the planets and aspects, how they aspect each other, how they work with each other, with the energies. And so yeah, what else do I want to say about that? Yeah, with the sun in Scorpio. Scorpio is about deep emotions, because it's a water sign, but it also has a lot of power, because when you see a scorpion, imagine seeing a scorpion in the room. There's a respect level there. You're going to be like, holy shit, there's a scorpion in the room, right? And number one, you're going to want to know where it's at, so that it doesn't hide somewhere and then, you know, come up upon you and possibly cause death to you or a pet or one of your family members. So it's something that you want to be able to be aware of, you know, when that's in the room. So so there's a lot of fear that's involved with the unknown. But if we know where it's at, then we can, you know, maybe put a glass over it, paper underneath it, and remove it. Or some of us would go as far as, you know, killing it, so that it doesn't enmesh in with our nervous system, right? So, but Scorpio has, like I said, it has a lot of power to it, and there's a lot of depth, and like the enmeshment that it wants to involve itself with each other, relationships, and that kind of thing. So let's see, I'll tell you what else is happening. So this is a time with the aspects that are in the heavens right now. This is November 20th, 2021. And with the planets of Neptune. Neptune is squaring the moon right now, and that means that we have an extremely sensitive and perceptive time where we can sense what's going on. It's from the outside, feeling it within. We can feel that. It's that intuition that we can feel what's going on, and then especially with the Scorpio sun. Now, also we have Scorpio with Mercury. So Mercury is the messenger between the world we live in and the underworld. So it can go, but it's like our mind. To me, Mercury is our mind. So when we get thoughts, those thoughts sometimes are most often are random. And if we don't have some type of discipline for our thoughts, like meditation, like a program where we can breathe and be present, some type of an art form, Neptune type of situation, then our minds can fool us. The archetype of Mercury is chaos, giving us some chaos. I know, like, for instance, this morning, just an example, as I'm waking up, I noticed that my thoughts were just randomly coming up with, I wonder what this is happening. And then I was like, I wonder what they're going to wear. And then I noticed, I'm like, why am I thinking about all this? So then I found that my thoughts seem to be getting in other people's business, like that. And I was like, well, why am I even thinking this? So it's like your thoughts can control you if we don't work on that. So I just kept bringing it back to the breath, like being aware of that and like, okay, I'm going to breathe now. Feel that breath. So I kept going back to that because my thoughts would start to go, start. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get up. I need to get up. And then I do my prayer so that I can, it's like you got to shimmy around those thoughts that are going to try to take over. And Mercury does that. So Mercury and Scorpio are going to possibly, at this point, because Mercury moves around, so it's not going to stay here forever, but it goes back. It's often in each sign, right? It goes to different signs. So today, and for the next few days or so, we'll go over this maybe next week again, if this works out. Mercury's in those deep, dark places of fear and also power. So we can feel empowered. We can, but they'll also bring up fears. So fear is not justified in any form. And fear is deception because it's not real. Course in Miracles says fear is not justified in any form. Fear is deception. It attests that you have seen yourself as you could never be, and therefore look upon the world which is impossible. Okay, so it witnesses but to you illusions of yourself. So let us not be deceived today. So that's a prayer from A Course in Miracles. And it also states how foolish are fears, right? So we need to stay awake. So there's also some exciting unpredictability with some sexual energy out there, which refers to the Uranus opposition to Mars. unpredictable, Uranus, energy, Mars. And the opposition, it's like tension. I'm going to give you the tension. This is opposition. So what does tension do? Opposition will give you strength if you activate that. So we can activate certain things. Squares give us tension, like the 90-degree angles that are in the heavens. When there's the 90-degree angles of the planetary bodies, it also gives us opportunity to, like, where we stop and we go, what's going on? It's like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Now, if you happen to have a lot of squares in your natal chart, you'll have that a lot. You'll be like, hey, what's going on? So I know a lot of people say, oh, I have so many squares in my chart. I do. A lot of people have them. A lot of, everybody has, oh my God, my chart, this is a great conversation to have with the sun in Scorpio. Everyone has a challenge in their chart, and it's up to us as the people who have these, you have your individual chart, okay? And you're going to live it the best you can. So it's our job as humans on this planet, or spiritual beings living a human experience, to have that experience, and we have that map, okay? So what else is happening? Let's see. We have a square, so it's a pay attention moment of Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn is tradition, and Uranus is change and freedom, right? So where earth and air, so the earth is the Saturn, which is our career, the manager of our life, what manages our life. We need to have income, we need to have structure, right? Discipline. So that's Saturn. And Uranus, the glyph that's like a hanged man. It's like this, it has like it looks like a hanged man. And the glyph for Saturn is a cross, like it has a cross with a tail. So to me, it looks though it's so it looks like humanity, or the embodiment of Christ, possible, some type of figure that is living, the disciplined life with a tail. So it also has so movement. It's has this dipping into like living the life here with that connection with other things, because it does connect. It's like the ruler. It rules the Capricorn legend. So so growing pains are still to come within the chart, within the wholeness of this next few months, for sure, with the square there. So that is a challenge. It's intense. Are you guys feeling that intensity? The whole world is feeling some intensity right now. Like we're going, wow, what's going on here, right? And we also have a large appetite for knowledge at this time, with some enthusiasm, right? We're eager to take action, feeling like I want to understand what's going on. I want to be able to take action. We have this eagerness, but it's a square, of course. So we're realizing it. We're feeling like we're maybe running our head into the wall. Like, how do I work this out? So, of course, we have to apply some patience so that we can learn. And that's the communication, the ego mind aligned. The ego and the mind are aligned. So the sun conjunct is connected to Mercury at this time. So to me, that's saying that they're having this conversation. Many times the sun and Mercury are conjunct. So if you even have that in your chart, in your natal chart, when you're born, you can, having that conjunction means that they're you have this communication with your ego, with the baseline of who you are in the world, and yeah, there's like this exciting, like, and also there's a soothing aspect because there's a sextile. So a sextile, they call them like sexy sextiles. So the energy that's that works together and with pleasure, like pleasurable energy together. Um, the the connection with communication with and ego communication. So it's soothing, and it heightens the creativity that we can enjoy during this time. So that's something that can soothe us during the little bit of difficulties, especially because we have Venus is in the sign of that is ruled by Saturn, which is the discipline, and so we're going to be loving the fact if we get ourselves some discipline, like if it's going to be starting to take walks every day or running, if we can do something that we love to do, decorating, what is it that your Venus is saying. You can find your Venus aspect, like I said, if you go into the astro.com and then you plug in your birth date, it'll tell you where your Venus is and then what that means. So Venus being in Capricorn, it's like, what do I love to do that's disciplined? What do I love to do for work? What do I find pleasure in managing, or finding pleasure in these things? Maybe that's going to be a little different than we had normally liked before, but it's like we're working on the fact that we like the change that we're putting ourselves in with that. I really feel it's funny because Venus is telling me right now, I love what I do for a living. I love working. Do I love what I'm doing? What can I do to love it more? How can I perceive it? How can I communicate to love it more? And as we communicate with ourselves, our communication, Mercury being in Scorpio, conjunct the sun, how do I feel? How am I? It's very interesting. Like today, I chose, like, okay, I'm going to write these aspects down. I'm going to actually talk about them because this is what I love to do and what I want to do more of. I want to do more readings because I love doing that. So, planning on doing some more live readings, where I was doing that a few months ago at this wonderful place called Remedies Parlor. So I want to be doing that more. Been doing some readings for some friends, and we do them on Zoom, and it's just, being able to read someone's chart, and see it activate while we have a conversation. So then I can see, like, it lights up. It really lights up the board. And then to be able to have this language and for them to be able to understand who they are and activate their planetary archetypes and their housing systems. If you do know your birth time, it's wonderful. If not, that's okay. We can just do it whole sign. And yeah. And a lot of this may be a new language for a lot of you. You know, it takes a little time to understand, just like it takes time to understand ourselves. So when we want to heal ourselves, Chiron's in Aries for the next, it's going to be there for a while. So it's the wounded healer. We have to live it to know it, right? So accepting that life on life's terms, witnessing that, and growing by taking the next step, by making decisions with your higher power's guidance. And your higher power's guidance includes understanding who you are and who you were born to be. So we can pray to be led into a new way of thinking about the difficulties we have to face. A new point of view will put them into perspective and reduce our problems to minimal, manageable size. Pray especially to not exaggerate my troubles until they overwhelm me. I give this prayer to us today. And what else do I want to say? And I think we'll go ahead and end this, and I'll pull a card to see what our guides are letting us know. One more thing I wanted to say here. Okay, here we go. So let us learn to understand ourselves first, so that we will have no time nor thought to analyze and criticize anyone else. So we can learn about ourselves one day at a time. Who's coming in here? Scorpio herself. So okay, here we go. Wheel of Fortune. It's a good day. Good day to start a new day. Okay, so we're going to go. Obviously, we're going to go play with the cat. Love you.